Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, I'm going to continue this live stream. I started off this morning. I was trying to talk about this girl, Anna Kepner. Poor Anna. But then I realised I'd completely messed up my schedule for the day, and you know, I had to go. So we didn't really get much into talking about this case. Very, very mysterious, very sad. This girl is only 17 years old, although I noticed in the Sun newspaper they were saying she was only 16 years old. So I don't know, but either 16 or 17, it's too young to be found deceased on a cruise ship, wrapped in a blanket underneath a load of life jackets, isn't it? And this is what's happened to this girl. So Anna was on a cruise, on like a mini cruise type thing, a 6-day sort of type cruise, with her family, with her mum, with her stepdad, and apparently sort of some half siblings, like step siblings. All the details haven't come out yet, but she was on a Carnival cruise ship, felt poorly, according to her family, said she felt ill one evening, returned to her cabin, and then didn't turn up for breakfast the next morning. And then, very sadly, a maid, apparently, found this poor girl's lifeless body wrapped in a blanket underneath a bed and wrapped in life jackets. So it's a very, very mysterious case. You know, what happened to her? So usual social media rumours flying around. Somebody left me a comment saying, oh yeah, well, it's been found that her stepbrother beat her to death, and this, that and the other one. Nothing's been verified. I mean, that may be what happened. I have no idea. But, you know, until we get some official verification, official news on what has happened to this girl, you know, I'm not going to be going flying around social media accusing a stepbrother. Having said that, if it turns out it was a stepbrother, then of course we will talk about that. But yeah, so apparently on like Reddit, on all sorts of social media platforms, because one of her relatives has come out and made these claims. So this is, well, apparently, one of her relatives has come out. Sorry, I'm just putting some windows down as we speak. So, you know, but these are claims. As I say, the FBI has not come out and said anything about how this girl died. So, you know, we don't know yet till we're confirmed, until official verification by the FBI comes out. So another sort of difficult thing about them, and the whole thing is difficult, obviously it's horrible, but this happened while the boat, or I shouldn't call it a boat, I suppose I should call it a ship, while it was at sea, in between sort of American and Mexican waters. So that makes, you know, sometimes deaths on ships can be difficult jurisdiction wise, because, you know, the water, international waters, it's like who has the jurisdiction. Anyway, it has come back now, the ship, to Orlando, to Miami. That's where it came. That's where the FBI waited for it and swarmed the ship. And that's where all the investigations have taken place. And this was a week ago when it happened. So I think details are only just really coming out now. And as I say, no official cause of death has been given yet. So we've got to be aware of that. Hi, David. Yes, Groundhog Day. I'm back. So let's hope I can actually get through the stream this time. So is Vicky Marie with a cup of tea at the moment? Don't normally do tea time streams, do I? But it's quite a good time really for me to do a stream if I haven't got classes. So what we were talking about this morning is how quite often there are tragedies on cruise ships. You know, that I've never been on a cruise. I can't decide whether I want to or not. Some people love them, some people hate them. For me, it seems like you're sort of trapped on that ship, aren't you? They're massive, aren't they? Enormous places. And quite often people come to sticky ends on cruise ships. And it's difficult to investigate as far as the law enforcement is concerned, because, as I say, jurisdiction-wise, all these kind of things can be complicated when it's a cruise ship. But let's just have a look. What are we going to look at first? I want to have a look at, this is where I saw about it first. It was on X. I'm going to put the heart with an armful of tattoos, 6 foot. So, as you can see, she's a normal young girl posting on social media, Instagram, or I don't know, TikTok, or whichever social media platform she likes, with videos, selfies or photos. She looked like she's having a really good time. She's a cheerleader. She's just a normal young girl, isn't she? These are her final posts before whatever happened to her. So very sad, isn't it? It just shows your life. Things can turn on a dime, can't they? So, according to this tweeter or Xer, the Florida high schooler who mysteriously died on a Carnival cruise was found stuffed in a blanket under a bed on the ship. And she died. Now, he's saying she's 18. So the Sun newspaper is saying she's 16. I think the Mail is saying she's 17. He's saying she's 18. But anyway, she's a young teenager, isn't she? But, it's important really to get these facts straight. So apparently on November the 6th, so we're now November the 18th as I'm making this video. So 12 days ago, apparently she complained she didn't feel well. She went to her cabin after dinner, and the next day when her dad and her stepmother gathered the family for breakfast, they noticed that she was missing. And around about 11 a.m, a maid found, and that must have been quite distressing for that maid, isn't it? A maid found Kepner's body stuffed under a bed. Now, the rumours that are flying around social media are that this was a stepbrother's bed. But again, I'm not, I don't know. I'm not verifying that. I haven't verified that. Waiting for official confirmation. She was found wrapped in a blanket, covered in life jackets, according to the outlet. Her stepdad said, "We were there as a family. Everybody was questioned. Everybody came off that ship. I don't know who they are looking at or what their investigation is. The FBI have not shared anything with me yet. I would imagine they're going to be in contact with me about it, but I know as little as everybody else. I have no idea what is going on right now. We're just trying to sit still and wait for answers." Well, unfortunately, as we know from all the cases that we talk about, your family is always the first people to be. Sorry, what was that? The family are always the first people to be questioned, aren't they, or investigated. They start close by and work out, don't they? So, at the end of the day, she was there with her family. So the family are going to have they are going to be suspected, like looked at anyway, at least until they're cleared. Yeah. Yeah, David, that's a good point. There will be CCTV, but it's funny, isn't it? Because with like Amy Bradley and the and other cases that's happened, the CCTV, some of these cruise ships, like there was an employee that went missing on a Disney ship, and it's thought that she may have jumped overboard. Funny, CCTV sometimes goes missing, doesn't it? When a lot of these, the thing is, the cruise ships themselves, the companies, they don't like this kind of attention, do they? Negative attention, that something could happen to someone on a cruise ship, because they present this sort of cruise holiday as safe, and I personally always think they don't look very safe, because you are just stuck on that ship. Yeah, I don't know if I would like a cruise. Anyway, you all let me know what you think. Have you been on a cruise? Did you think it was brilliant? Did you feel safe on it? I mean, are there security guards and things? I don't know if that would have helped Anna, of course, because we don't know what happened to her. But yeah, so I want to show you for now. This is an article. What is it? The Scallywagon Vagabond, which, as you can imagine, again, none of this is verified. These are questions that people are asking about this case. Was Carnival Horizon let me share it. Was Carnival Horizon teen killed by a stepbrother? And is her death a cover-up? A cover-up of what? I don't understand. Is that a stepbrother there? Presume it is. Otherwise, why would there be a photo of this person? So, was Carnival Horizon teen Anna Kepner killed by her stepbrother, and is her death a cover-up? A post shared on social media by a family member alleges murder taking place in a family cover-up. Oh, right, a cover-up by the family. Well, you know what it's like, this crazy world. You would never be surprised, would you, that the truth is always stranger than fiction, isn't it? You'd never be surprised. So the case surrounding the mystery death of Anna Kepner, so 18, they're saying here. I'd like to know how actually old she is. Of Titusville, Florida, who was found deceased aboard the Carnival Horizon cruise ship 10 days ago, has taken a new turn amid unverified claims. So we have to remember that these are unverified. Surfacing on social media alleging potential involvement by a family member in the teen's death, along with the cover-up by other family members. Those are dramatic allegations, aren't they? Hi, Lily Pauly. Oh, so David's seen a mass brawl on one of these cruise ships. Yeah, I don't, I think I'll give the cruises a miss. I'd like to go on a short one first, and just, I don't want to, God, it'd be my worst nightmare if I got on a cruise ship and really hated it, and then I was stuck on it for a week or something. It'd be awful. So yeah, maybe a sort of a little mini cruise, maybe just a few days, just see if it's the sort of thing for me or not. I don't know, but I don't know if it's my kind of thing. Anyway, so this man, who apparently, according to him, is Anna's uncle, he has said on social media that she was travelling with her father, her stepmother, her stepbrother, and additional relatives. So, like some sort of family, a lot of people do that, don't they? Go on a cruise as a way of all getting together as a family. Now, I'm going to read out the actual post that allegedly is from the uncle. Martin, now, you've always got to be aware that, anyone can make a post on social media and say they're someone's uncle or auntie or, whatever. This, as far as I'm reading this out because, this is what's being reported, but it has not been confirmed officially. So this Martin Donahue apparently said, I need everyone's help on this. If you haven't heard this story, then you've been living under a rock. This is my niece, Anna Kepner. She was 18 and she was on a cruise with her dad, stepmom and other family members. I cannot stay silent about this matter any longer. The stepmom's son killed her. I mean, that's a big allegation. Stuffed her naked, beaten body in a sheet and stuffed her under a bed and covered her with life jackets. Then he slept on that bed like nothing had happened. He told his stepmom when no one could find Anna on the ship. So yes, they know who did this, and it sickens me that the father Chris remains silent about it. Please pass this on. I don't know about this until maybe it gets to someone that can do something about it. Well, it's the FBI that will do something about it. You're not really supposed to be coming on social media making a post like this. Go to the FBI. If nothing is done, it will all come out on the 20th. The 20th. So we're on the why. Why will it all come out on the 20th? At least that's what the stepmom has said. After treating family, if they talk about it before that, they will be banned, I suppose he means, from the remembrance of life for Anna. Please pass this. The spelling's not very good, is it? And not that means anything, but I don't know if this is genuine or not. Please pass this so my family can get closure, and the people who did this and lied and stated stalled to tell the rest of us what happened when it did. Now you all just look guilty of a cover-up. Now, that is the sort of that's the sort of thing you should be going to the FBI to talk about, not to talk about on X, is it? So these are the rumours that are flying around the good old social media at the moment. Authorities to date have not publicly commented on the individual making the claims, whether they are indeed who they claim to be, along with the validity of the said family members' allegations, neither affirming nor denying the claims, which, if not true, could serve to be highly defamatory and lead to legal ramifications. And of intrigue, the post seemingly corresponds to previous comments Anna Kepner's biological mother, Tabitha Kepner, had made on TikTok at the time of the teen's death being announced. This is how things play out these days, isn't it? TikTok, X, etc. Even the legitimate sort of relatives who, who've got something to say about cases, people talk on TikTok now, don't they, on social media, etc. So that's her biological mum, apparently, Tabitha Kepner. And she said, apparently, again, allegedly, my beautiful baby girl was born dead Friday. God, I don't know where that came from. Was found dead Friday. And I just found out last night her dad and stepmom didn't even try to contact me. So I'm going to give that to God and let him sort it out, along with whoever did this to my baby girl. But investigators have not confirmed whether anyone related to the family is a suspect, nor have they identified any person of interest publicly. So the one thing that we do know is this poor girl has been taken away from this world whether she's 16, 17 or 18, she's too young to have a life stolen from her, isn't she? And it is a very mysterious thing, I think. So we're going to have a look at the Daily Mail, what they had to say about it. Oh, bless. Just going to come back to the chat, make sure you're all okay. Yeah, I think that, David. I think it. Oh, can you hear me? Okay, seem to lose my audio there for a minute. Just let me know that. Make sure let me know that you can hear me. Okay. Yeah, doesn't feel right to me. I feel like. Thing is, people are weird, aren't they? You can't believe that somebody would pretend to be somebody's uncle and go on social media and say something like that. We saw that with oh great, you can hear me okay, that's good, thank you. That's what's happened in the Jack and Lily Sullivan case, wasn't it? That was an uncle, wasn't it, who supposedly came out and said that Malaya, the mother, had arranged for Jack and Lily to be taken away, went on YouTube channels to say this. Like, you can't believe that people would do it, but people do it. They say all sorts of things. It's, what is it? So, I don't know if this is a genuinely a relative of this poor girl. But a lot of people are believing it already, because that's the other thing. So these rumours, they just spread like wildfire, don't they? To me, I'm always waiting to hear what the FBI have got to, what the official channels say. Because all the rest of it really is white noise. I can't believe for a minute that someone's had to come on to Twitter to make a post about it. Why didn't they go to the police? It's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? But anyway, the one thing that we do know is true is that this poor girl was found deceased on the cruise ship, and it seems she was found wrapped in a blanket and stuffed under a bed. Now, that's not, that just screams of foul play, doesn't it, at the end of the day? So the body of a high school cheerleader found dead on board a Carnival cruise ship was found wrapped in a blanket and stuffed under a bed, the Daily Mail can exclusively reveal. They're saying she was 18 as well. Anna Kepner, 18, was on a 6-day Caribbean getaway with her family when she was declared dead in international waters between Mexico and Florida. So most cruise ships, and I think they've got on board, haven't they, like practically a little hospital, don't they? They have doctors and nurses. Because there's quite often medical emergencies on board cruise ships, not necessarily actual murders, but often there's a lot of elderly people on cruise ships. People quite often in their golden years, they want to go on a cruise, see the fjords or see something, the Northern Lights or something dramatic, don't they? So I think it's not, there'll be a morgue on the ship as well, which I know, sorry, that's a bit gruesome, but there will be, because things can happen anywhere. I mean, they wouldn't be expecting a murder, of course, but there can always be medical emergencies. So FBI agents swarmed the Carnival Horizon when it arrived back at the port of Miami, but they have not disclosed what happened to her or whether she was murdered. Sources have now told the Daily Mail that Anna complained of feeling unwell on the evening of November the 6th while she was eating dinner, and she headed back to her cabin. When her dad, Christopher Kepner, her stepdad, of course, and right, so it is her biological dad, right, okay. So it's her biological dad, Christopher, and it's her stepmom, and it's her son, right? Okay. So when her dad Christopher Kepner, 41, and stepmom Chantel Hudson, 36, gathered the family for breakfast the next day, there was no sign of the bubbly, popular teenager from Titusville, Florida. They began searching the 800 million Panama registered ship, but it was eventually a maid who stumbled across Anna's body when she entered the cabin. And they're saying the cabin. I mean, is that Anna's cabin? Was she sharing it with her stepbrother? Because that's another thing. If you go on a cruise, you have to share. You're better to go with somebody, because I think I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. As I've never been on a cruise, but if you go like as a single person, the cabins. Obviously, the prices of the cabins I would think are indexed for two people. So it may be that she was sharing the cabin with her brother. I don't know. A half brother, a step brother. Don't know that it is a half brother. So anyway, it was eventually apparently a maid who stumbled across Anna's body when she entered the cabin to service it around 11 a.m. on November the 7th. And two sources who spoke with the Daily Mail under condition of anonymity say that the pretty youngster was found wrapped in a blanket, covered over with life jackets, and stuffed under a bed. Anna's father did not respond to questions about the discovery, and the FBI would not comment on our new information. Well, they won't comment, will they? So basically what will have happened now is there's an investigation has opened up. Hi, Angel. Hope you're well. So, yeah, obviously the FBI are not going to speak to the Daily Mail, are they? Not yet, anyway. Let's have a look at the gallery here. Oh, bless her. So that's Anna. This says Chris Kepner and his wife. Is that her mum or his wife? She looks very young, doesn't she? I think I'm just at an age where everybody looks young. I'm at an age now where even when I'm talking about victims or what, even their grandparents are younger than me. So, yeah. So this is So this is Anna's biological father and his wife, Chantel Hudson. And they apparently noticed she didn't come down to breakfast. That's how they realised she wasn't there. Look at the size of that ship. Yeah, I don't know if that would be... don't know if is an attractive proposition to me to go on something like that. Do you know what it reminds me of? I mean, many, many years ago, and the only time I think I've ever been to a holiday camp that I can remember. I mean, when I was little, my parents took me to one, but the only time I've ever been to a holiday camp sort of voluntarily as an adult, I think that was a Butlins that I went to with my family, with my sister, one of my sisters, her children, my mum. My dad very cleverly did not go. He stayed at home. He always had an excuse to stay at home. And oh my God, it was just awful because it's just so many people there. And, you couldn't escape the people. Now, I don't know, people say to me it's not like that on a cruise ship because the cruise ships are so big. You can have privacy if you want privacy. You can go to quieter places. But I just remember this at Butlins, there were just people everywhere. It was awful. It was awful. I hated every minute of it. And this is what this reminds me of. It's like Butlins at sea. Too many people all in one place. I don't like all those people. So anyway, there you go. So heartbroken Christopher insisted in a previous interview with the Daily Mail that investigators had shared barely any details about the circumstances of his daughter's death. We were there as a family. Everybody was questioned. Everybody came off that ship. I don't know who they're looking at or what their investigation is. So they're keeping him in the dark. They're definitely keeping him in the dark and all the family, probably until they clear them completely. Because if they're at a point, where they don't know what's happened to this girl. All they know is she's dead, and they don't know who did it to her. And it doesn't sound like she did anything to herself, because she's not going to wrap herself in a blanket then and put herself under a bed, is she? So it does seem like there has been foul play, don't you think? But of course we don't know for certain. So he says, I have no idea what is going on right now. This is what her father said. We're just trying to sit still and wait for answers. The Miami-Dade County Medical Examiner listed Anna's time of death, at 11:17 a.m. on November the 7th, without specifying where or how it happened. Now, I would say that's the time she was probably found. That's not necessarily the time that she died, because that's what they normally do, isn't it? They list a time of death until the end of the forensic inquiries, where then they get a better idea of the actual time of death. Sounds to me like that was the actual time she was found, bless her. So because the Carnival Horizon, a towering 133,500 gross ton megaship with room for 4,700 guests. I mean, my God, I'll tell you what, if somebody was going to go on the rampage, sometimes people go on the rampage, you wouldn't, how would you get away from them on something like that? Dear me. Anyway, apparently it was midway between Cozumel and Miami. The inquiry is beyond the scope of local law enforcement, and it falls under the purview of the FBI. And the information vacuum surrounding Anna's demise, as always, now, this is what always happens, isn't it? If there's no information coming out, people make up their own information. Like, that the possibility of the uncle saying that, is it actually true? Or is it sometimes I think maybe they should come out and say something, even if they can't give details. Surely there's something they can say. I mean, how many times have we seen that? A total lack of information, silence from law enforcement results in all these hurtful things. Hurtful to the family, because, if nothing like that has happened that the stepbrother's been accused of, it's cruel, isn't it? Because, you've lost a member of your family in a horrible way, and then people are saying all these awful things. So apparently it spawned an avalanche of gory speculation on TikTok, Reddit, and other social media sites. I've had to shut the world out. I don't watch the TV anymore. We've literally had to stop doing anything with the internet, said Christopher, a crane operator. And that, of course, is what happens, isn't it? Let's have a watch of this video. Be a little advert first, I would imagine. Just turn the sound down, because I say YouTube doesn't like it when there's music. Is she speaking there? Oops. So she was posting. No, let me turn the sound down again. She was posting on her social media like young girls do. Just started her senior year of high school. Bless her. Oh. Right, let's go back to that again. Oh, what's it doing? It just keeps jumping from jump to a different story. Hey. Right. Always gets to a point where it starts jumping around. I don't know why it does that. Just want to see the pictures of Anna. So let's get rid of that. So there she is, actually on the cruise ship. Aye. So it's saying here, adding to the eerie online chatter is a TikTok she posted from the same ship 6 months ago, saying she couldn't wait to return. So she'd been on the ship before. Let's have a look at the gallery. Oh. So is this the sort of extended, it looks like they've got sort of a blended family. So Christopher recently remarried Chantel, his third wife, who has 3 kids of her own. The blended family share a modest 3-bedroom home close to Cape Canaveral and the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Heartbreaking tributes and flowers were left on Anna's car, which remains parked outside Temple Christian School in Titusville, Florida. Aye. Yeah. So, let me just put that down. So, her father said, "We are very private people. Our lives have been turned upside down." Anna, known as her nickname Anna Banana, was set to graduate in May and had plans on joining the military. A gymnast and varsity cheerleader, she attended Temple Christian School in Titusville, where her Kia Forte remained parked up, covered in flowers and tributes from heartbroken pals. She was a bright, kind-hearted young woman whose presence brought warmth and energy into the classroom, the school said in a touching Facebook post. She grew up with her dad, her stepmom Tabitha Kepner, and younger brother and sister. Tabitha told the Daily Mail she was still waiting for answers and couldn't comment further. Christopher, who was recently remarried to Chantel, who has 3 kids of her own, 2 of whom live with her. And he said his daughter's ultimate career goal was to join the local police department so she could protect her friends and family. Oh, bless. So, I take it this is the blended family. So apparently he told the Daily Mail she was an 18-year-old beautiful young girl. She had a whole life ahead of her. She was graduating in May and then she was going off into the military to be a Master of Arms, and then after a few years come back to her small town to be in a K-9 unit with the Titusville Police Department. She spent so much time giving to others. If it wasn't just going to a friend's house or a family member's house and noticing there were dishes in the sink, she was the kind of girl that would do the dishes and not ask for anything. why are these always these lovely, what's the word? Hi, Heather. Why is it always these such lovely people that the world needs more people like Anna? No, she didn't fall over the side, Heather. She's been found under a bed, wrapped in a blanket and covered in life jackets. So sounds likely that it is foul play. So her father said she was full of life and loved by everyone in this community. She was special to so many people. The whole family's lost for words. We miss her and we love her more than anything. So she'd been on previous cruises. She had raved about her love of travel on TikTok. One post showed her enjoying a cruise on the very same ship 6 months earlier. She danced around in a white dress and captioned the haunting clip, "I want to go back." So the Carnival Horizon had visited Jamaica to deliver hurricane aid supplies, and it had made tourism stops in Grand Cayman and Cozumel before heading back to Miami. When it arrived in port on November the 8th, passengers were told to leave their cabins earlier than usual, according to the cruise blog. And Carnival said in a statement, "Our focus is on supporting the family of our guest and cooperating with the FBI." And a spokesperson for the FBI added, "No further information is being released at this time." So the FBI are tight-lipped, aren't they, while they investigate this case? As say, all we know for certain is this poor girl, she is deceased. And she was found wrapped in a blanket and stuffed under a bed, covered over by life jackets, found by a maid, apparently. So somebody's done something horrible to her. I can't see that it could be. It can't be have a rational explanation. She's not going to, even if she had a medical episode or she did something to herself or whatever. She won't have tucked herself under a bed, will she? Yeah, I agree, Angel. There always seem to be these lovely people that these terrible things happen to. I mean, that shouldn't happen to anyone, even horrible people. I won't wish it on my worst enemy, but, seems like she was she was going to give a good contribution to the world, wasn't she? Joining the military, becoming a canine handler. Let's just see if there's anything else coming up here. Let's have a look at the sun. And there's another picture over there. Bless her. Well, I hope for the family's sake that the FBI do give out some information soon, because otherwise all this speculation about the stepbrother is awful, isn't it? So anyway, there's going to be a celebration of her life on November the 20th. She's been remembered for filling the world with laughter, love and light that reached everyone around her. Anna was pure energy, bubbly, funny, outgoing and completely herself. So these tributes are in the family's poignant obituary following the tragic death of the teen on November the 7th. Anna apparently had a big, beautiful heart, often sending random "I love you" messages or little gestures that made everyone's day. She loved kids, dolphins, butterflies, arts and crafts, and doing puzzles with her Meemaw. She loved all kinds of music except heavy metal. Oh, I can agree with her there. I'm not a lover of heavy metal, though there are some that are. Anyway, and she had a soft spot for Shawn Mendes. She was incredibly determined and hardworking, reliable, responsible, always willing to help. She supported many local businesses when they needed an extra hand, and she had big dreams for her future. She planned to join the US Navy after graduation and later become a K-9 police officer. Her love for sports and team spirit shone through every part of her life. A Georgia Bulldogs fan through and through, just like her family, she dreamed of one day becoming a cheerleader for the Bulldogs. Oh, and this is where her obituary is at the funeral home. Let's have a look at that. There she is, Anna Marie Kepner. Gosh. So very sad, isn't it? Let's see, this is the obituary by. How can we possibly capture every bit of beauty that was Anna Marie Kepner, our Anna Banana, our sunshine, our baby girl? At just 18 years old, she filled the world with laughter, love, and light that reached everyone around her. She was pure energy, bubbly, funny, outgoing, completely herself. She never had a filter, and that was part of her charm. Whether she was practicing new makeup looks, even if she had nowhere to go, making TikToks in front of the mirror, or blasting a perfectly curated playlist on the boat, Anna lived every day with her whole heart. She loved the sun, the water, boat days, island days, beach days, anything that let her soak in the light she so easily radiated to others. She loved her siblings deeply and made sure they always felt it, whether it be taking them to the park, Halloween horror nights, or just out for fun. Because that's who she was, thoughtful, nurturing, and always thinking of others. She had a big, beautiful heart, often sending random I love you messages or little gestures that made someone's day. She loved kids, dolphins, butterflies, arts and crafts, doing puzzles. She had the best blonde moments, the kind that made everyone laugh. And her famous I got a poop joke will be one of her family never forgets. Whoever's house was closest got the surprise visit. Yeah, she just sounds lovely. I mean, obviously in an obituary, they're not going to say bad things about anybody. But so she was a cheerleader. She attended Titusville High School, and then Astronaut High School, and then Temple Christian School. And she was due to graduate into next year. She was a believer, a Christian whose faith blossomed as beautifully as her smile. She attended youth at the Grove Church and was baptized in May 2025, or recently then. Her family takes comfort in knowing she is now in heaven, laughing, being the centre of attention, enjoying fries with ranch, just as she loved here on earth. She leaves behind a family who adored her endlessly. Her father and stepmother, Christopher and Chantel Kepner, her mother, Tabitha Kepner, her Meemaw and Peepaw, Barbara and Jeff Kepner, her siblings, Andrew, Tim, Alex, Connor, Cody, Kylie and Brooke, her uncle, Drew Kepner, and family, Uncle Grayson Robinson, Harley and family, Chris and Christina Dohu family, and a large extended family who loved her immensely. Well, so they're mentioning all the siblings there. That I don't think that message is true. That social media tweet. I think it's just some nasty piece of shit putting that out. But anyway, we'll find out sooner or later. So in true Anna fashion, the family would like everyone to know there is no GoFundMe. In lieu of flowers, friends are encouraged to leave flowers on her car. Oh, yeah, we saw that picture. At Temple Christian School, donations may be made to the family through North Brevard Funeral Home, who has been entrusted with arrangements. The Kepner family asked for privacy and respect during this difficult time, and for everyone to remember Anna with laughter, colour, sunshine and love, because that's exactly how she lived her life. She danced in the light she left behind, and it will never fade. Wow. Well, it is a complete mystery though, isn't it? You know, what happened to this girl? She does, you know, what the hell has happened? You know, she's got on a cruise ship and something's happened. So, I mean, there's lots of, you know, things do happen, as I say, on these cruise ships. Somebody has put her under that bed. I can't see that she's got herself under there. And then, you know, thing is, it's difficult to believe it could be one of her siblings that's done it, but, you know, things happen, don't they? We know. Things do happen, unfortunately. You know, people do terrible things even to their loved ones. Yeah. Gosh. Anyway, investigations will be going on, and sooner or later we will get to know what happened to Anna, won't we? And her family. So is that an actual funeral that's going to take place? Or is it, you know, where will her body, surely her body hasn't been released yet by the FBI? Surely not, because they haven't even said a cause of death. You know, the FBI have said absolutely nothing. I'm just having a little search, see if there's any other news coming out. Yeah, there's just a general disbelief all over X. But from what I can see, I don't think there's any more confirmed details more than what we've talked about. So we've got Jennifer Coffindaffer. She, of course, used to work for the FBI. She's saying that deaths aboard cruise ships are automatically investigated by the FBI. So it does not necessarily mean that she was murdered. You know, it doesn't mean that. It would be whatever had happened, whatever the circumstances, the FBI would be dealing with it, because look, I think that's her unfortunately being loaded up. Oh, I'm not sharing it. Let me share it. Oh, right, just one sec. One sec. Hey, come on. Come here. Rocky. Come here. What's up with you? Come on. Come on. For God's sake, what's wrong with you? You're down all day. Right, it's coming now. Go on. Go on. Go on. Right, sorry about that. That was little Rocky's time to go up. I know he didn't want to go. So, yeah. So just because the FBI are involved, it does not necessarily mean that this girl has been murdered, like the FBI. Now the big rocket's come down. Now she's all right. Calm down. What chaos! Aye. They're not slippers, David. They're flip-flops. Flip-flops. That's why they're flip-flopping. Flip-flopping. They're not slippers. I don't have slippers. I've got flip-flops. Yeah. Bless her. Let's have a look. I'll just have a little look around. I don't think I'm going to find any different information. I think this is all we know so far. Now here's that tweet. Let's have a look. This is this guy, this Martin Donahue, who says he's her uncle. Let's have a look at his profile. I don't know about that. Don't know, do you? Is that him? Oh, is that him? Is that the guy? Yeah, it looks to me a little, I mean, I don't know, but it looks to me a little bit, you get a lot of these false profiles that people say they're retired army, etc. I don't know. I don't know if that's false profile or not. If that is false and he was on there saying that, it's horrible, isn't it? He needs to be, there should be some retribution for that. But no, not that X will make any, X never sort of follow anything up, do they? They always say they're trying to protect people and whatever, but they don't. I mean, if you report anything on X, I've reported like things that were really horrible, and nothing ever happens, or I've never known anything happen. So, have you been on a cruise? Have they let me? So David's been on one, I think. Any of you that in the chat who've been on a cruise, let me know what you think. If it's a good, is it a good thing? Would something like this put you off, or were you not even that impressed with cruises in the first place? It would definitely put me off, but I was never really on cruises, if you like. So, but anyway, I will keep you all posted, of course. Everything's gone quite quiet on a lot of the cases. Oh, you've not been on one. You just saw that fight that you were talking about, but you've not actually been on one. I just don't think it'll be. But, some people I know, friends and family, they love them. They go on them over and over again. They just keep looking out for offers, go on one cruise after another. In their holidays, they will always go on a cruise. Because they love them so much. So I suppose it all depends on personality, doesn't it? Yeah, Angel saying not for her. Yeah, especially now, especially after this poor girl. Just think, God, if you're not safe, if something has happened to this girl, that somebody has caused her harm, do you think you're not safe on a cruise ship with your family, with, thousands of people, CCTV everywhere? There must be people everywhere. So what did she do? Did she go back to her room? Because supposedly she felt ill and she went back to her room. Was somebody in her room? maybe robbing her room? And did she surprise them because they wouldn't have been expecting her to come back? Now, I've heard of things like that happening in hotels, etc. Sometimes hotel rooms get broken into, don't they? And it's staff members sometimes. Is that what happened to this girl? Did she come back early from dinner? Was whoever it was thinking that everybody would be at dinner and using that opportunity to break into the cabins? And did she surprise somebody? I don't think there'll be CCTV inside the cabin, will there? But there'll be, usually these slot things now that they use for hotel rooms and stuff like that, like these cards that go in, they will say when a room has been opened. Is that, I know I saw that about that on the Netflix documentary about Amy Bradley. That they can tell when someone has entered the room, but they can't tell when someone leaves the room, because when you leave the room on cruise ships or hotels, you don't have to put your card in to shut the door, do you? But quite often your card will be in the electricity when you get in there, don't you? You enter into your room and you normally then put your key card into the electricity thing, and that's how you can have your lights on and stuff. So can they tell when somebody takes it out and then leaves? I'm sure they said on that Netflix documentary that they could only tell when somebody goes into a room. They could not tell when someone leaves a room. No, I know, David, that's what I'm saying. It's card entry. So they will have known when she's gone into her room, and they should be able to tell if somebody else has gone into her room as well, shouldn't they? But I don't think you can tell. I'm sure that's what it said in that documentary. You can tell when someone goes into a room, but you can't tell when they come out of a room. So they were saying about Amy Bradley, they know she went into her cabin, but she could have gone back out again. So I don't know. Anyway, that's for obviously that, I don't have to tell the FBI how to do their job. They'll be looking into all that. But you can't see that this is not foul play, really, can you? It's got to be foul play, surely. How can... let's have a look at this. What's this? So it's it just says a Carnival Cruise Ship. Yeah, so apparently the father is saying he has no idea how she died. The FBI hasn't shared anything with him. He's in the dark just like everybody. So it's gaining traction, this story, on social media as well. Obviously a mysterious story like this, it will. Young girl mysteriously found deceased. Apparently, just looking down, it's all the same information. I can't see any different information. But everybody's talking about it now, bless her. So it's also on, this is going to be one of those stories that's going to spread around the world, isn't it? So I wonder if it's in the Spanish news. Let me see. Yeah, it's in the Spanish news. Oh no, one of these articles. Let me share this. I mean, it's in Spanish, so you won't be able to read it probably. But one of them's talked about a final message that she left. Again, I'm just reading out what they're saying in the article. So where is it? Anna Kepner publicó un enigmático mensaje antes de morir en un crucero. So basically, that is that she. Oh God, there was these pop-up things drive me mad. Apparently, she sent a message. You deserve to be happy. Mereces ser feliz. The unsettling last message that Anna Kepner left before dying on a cruise ship. So the final publication of Anna Kepner in TikTok is full of messages, in farewell messages. Yeah. Jesus. So, weeks before dying in a mysterious way on board a cruise ship, a Carnival cruise ship, the young Floridian Anna Kepner shared in TikTok a post that today results in being a little bit unsettling. In a selfie in front of a mirror, the student of 18 years wrote, "You deserve to be happy, but if it isn't with me, then it doesn't matter, So the video, which was published on the 30th of October, has been inundated in the last days with messages from users who were lamenting the death of the young girl and expressing concern for the coincidence between her message and what happened above the Carnival horizon. I'm going to have a little look at a TikTok, I think, if I can find it. Now, the problem is, of course, everything that's coming up from TikTokers talking about. I think I'd have to really look for Anna's own TikTok. Yeah, so they're having a field day, as you can imagine, on TikTok with this Spanish, English, lots of TikTokers talking about this. So I'm not going to go through all those. Where am I? It's got to be foul play, hasn't it? It's got to be foul play one way or another. And we don't know enough to know. I mean, to me, it could easily be her, because she wasn't feeling very well and she went back to her room. It could easily be that she went back to her room unexpectedly and somebody was in there doing something in the room, maybe, and there was an altercation. It seems as well possible that she may have had an arrangement to meet someone back at her room. Maybe she'd met someone and then it all went wrong or whatever. There's lots of, it could be something to do with the family, but I don't know. I'm not getting that feeling, to be fair, but do you know what? It's the FBI that will sort it out. But it's definitely foul play. It's just, and this poor girl. So it's justice for Anna, isn't it? We'll follow it. We'll see what happens. I will probably be back in the morning. I'm going to Love You and Leave You now. I don't know if any of you have been watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I've been watching that. I'll be watching that later. Poor Anna. Poor Anna. And a lot of the other cases that we're covering, they've gone very quiet, haven't they? You know, Jack and Lily Sullivan, Gus Lamont. I was looking up some news about Samantha Murphy because the trial of her alleged murder is next April. There's still quite a long time to go. But I did find out, you know, there's been no development. Samantha's not been found yet, but I did find out some more things about him, sort of person he is, the alleged murderer of Samantha. But yeah, you know, these mysterious cases, they're always going to set social media alight. Not only social media, we've seen the mainstream media, the Daily Mail and the Sun, and all that. Everybody's talking about it because it is a mystery. And, you know, when it happens on a cruise ship like that, a young girl, and nobody really knows what's happened. And as I say, the silence from the FBI often just causes more speculation, doesn't it? So anyway, so please remember to like, to subscribe, and don't forget to press the notification bell if you want to get the updates. And most important of all, take care of yourselves. I'll see you really soon in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about this girl. And may your God go with you. Bye.